y'all baby daddy, boyfriends, husbands, cousins, brothers, uncles, and daddies was all in Cartagena this weekend. I traveled to Cartagena to meet one of my friends who was traveling from Ecuador just for the weekend. It was my first time in Cartagena, and my God in heaven, y'all did not lie about the passport, bro. Baby, I got off the plane. I didn't know where I was at. It was black men as far as the eye could see. I took a little video while I was in the immigration line. They was grouped up and duped up. You hear me? The line was at least 2 hours long to get through immigration. I promise you, and I'm not lying, right hand to God, they probably had 5 women in this immigration line.
So mind you guys, here we have a screenshot in the background. This man is exposing what it sounds like is exposing black men who he's labeling as passport bros for traveling to Cartagena for paying for the box. That's what this conversation is about. Let's keep listening.
Everybody else was black men. And I said, oh, there's a story here. I mean, they was coming in groups. The group that was in front of me was a group of 10, bitch. A group of 10 that had came from Philly. How I knew they was from Philly? Because I could hear their accent. I could hear them talking. I was looking at them in line, downloading Tinder. I said, them people did not lie. Now, this is my first time in Cartagena. I didn't know what to expect. I was thinking, I've been to Colombia before. I've been to Cali. But I didn't think that I was coming to the whole fest. But that's what the was going on. And anybody with a peon, any type of peon of a brain could see what the is going on
What's going on?
down there in Cartagena. When you walking down the streets, the women is literally pulling on you, winking, calling you. They trying to get it. They working, and they paying for it. They paying for it. They down there buying coochie.
Mm.
I was so embarrassed standing in that immigration line because I could just feel the people that's from Cartagena looking at us because I'm in the line too. They looking at us saying, just look at them lined up to come buy some cat all the way in South America. Y'all didn't lie. I thought y'all was lying. I thought y'all was bitter because, these black men is out here traveling and they got their passports. And that's why I was just so happy that black men just had passports and they was, seeing the world. No, no, no. Them is lined up to go participate. And you know what? I ain't gonna say too much on here. But all I'm gonna say is y'all was right. And I apologize. I have never seen nothing like this in my life. Child, they was walking the streets of Cartagena in packs, like a packs of wild dogs, looking for cats.
Right.
I'm speechless.
Okay, we got a video.
And it's all ages, from 17 up to 70. They out there hunting in packs, looking for cat. I was blown away. And as I'm listening to them, like as I'm in these lines and I'm listening because I'm nosy, I want to listen. I'm listening to them talking about how they travel throughout Colombia and they go to these different cities and they don't like this city because of this and this city because of that.
Right.
Y'all, I can't believe it.
This is a really popular video, guys. I've got some thoughts. Just got some thoughts.
And I believe this. I didn't want this to be true, but it's true. Unfortunately, it's true. And one last thing before I go, they all had on these fake chains. You could tell they were so fake because they were so bright. They were supposed to be like silver or platinum, but they was just so bright. They looked like fucking aluminum on their neck. And everybody had these fake diamond chains on. I said, I don't want to be here. That's what I got off the plane. I said, can you bring me back, bring me to another destination. I don't want to be here because this is a lot.
All right. So the conversation of Chisha, what do you value? I don't believe that that's something men should spend money on doing, right? I don't value that. And maybe you can justify, because people will say, well, every man pays. Well, there's a huge difference, right? There's a huge difference between validational sex and transactional sex, right? This is the difference between a woman saying, I want that man to clap the cheeks, and I want that man to clap the cheeks because I'm going to get something in return. Anybody at that point can clap the cheeks, but it's all the same, bro. Cool, cool, cool. We can agree to disagree on that conversation. But that's not what this video is about. It's hard for me to take this conversation here seriously. It's hard for me to take the women in the comment section here seriously who are calling out these men. And I'm going to explain why. What's the difference between these women who talk like escorts? You follow me? What do you guys see a lot of the times when you see these women speak on what they look for in men? When you hear them talk about how they're navigating through the dating market. Over and over again, you see that they devalue a man's role when it comes to leadership and what he brings to the relationship from a masculine perspective. And they value money. And you don't only have the men who call this out and say, you know, you guys are starting to sound like prostitutes, right? You can only make so many flued out videos, before you start to sound like you're selling cat.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Right? It would be nice if they're over here saying, well, what does the Bible say we should do as modern women? No. They're out here getting flown out, getting their cheeks clapped by the highest bidder. Same thing. These are just expensive escorts. Modern women are just expensive escorts today. Many of them who are criticizing these men for going to go get the cat for cheaper are just angry that they don't want to pay for the cat at home. It would be one thing if you're saying that these men are identifying as men who don't value that in their lives, and these women are identifying as being, Christian women with values or whatever, religion, pick or whatever belief you have, who don't carry themselves like 304s, but no, they carry themselves as expensive escorts on the dating market, on the marriage market. They are just expensive escorts. Is that facts or is that facts? Be honest.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
You know that's real coffee. Let's read a few comments like this woman says, and they be going for little girls. Somebody else here says, praying for the women of Cartagena. Somebody else here added, question added, have you visited Cartagena? Here somebody else says, the white passport bros go to Thailand and the Philippines. And so here they're getting on the white men for going to Thailand and Philippines. Here's somebody else says, here we go. This is it. But they shame 304s here. Now, mind you, this has 17.6K likes on this comment. But they shame 304s here, but gladly pay their last $20 to buy cat overseas. They're upset because they can't afford the 304s here. There, she said it. That's what it really is. This isn't about morality for a lot of these women, because if you're going to ask me, Chisho, do you believe that men should be out here going overseas to pay for cat? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say I don't think you should be in the States going around paying for cat. Sleeping around damages men as well. Now, who gets damaged more between men and women? I'll make an argument that women get damaged a lot more. They have a lot more to lose on so many levels as far as pregnancy, so on and so forth. But men do get damaged as well. Now, if you're somebody who identifies as Christian and so on and so forth, I feel like I don't even have to explain to you why that there isn't the right move. And no, this isn't coming from a stance of being perfect. I too at one point prioritized chasing women. And guys, I don't want to paint this as these men are all going to Colombia or overseas to pay for cat, because I don't think that's the case for every single man who heads over there, or Thailand. But the reason why I'm not going to make this a conversation about what's right or wrong here is for the simple fact of, guys, these chicks are just mad that you're not spending your money in the U.S., right? They've tariffed that cat. They put a tariff on the cheeks, and now people are going elsewhere. Specific the men who enjoy that. Of course, guys, I'm curious to know what you think. Comment down below. Appreciate you as always. Listen, if you're a man who values marriage in our modern day and you'd like a prenuptial agreement in the future but don't know where to start, head over to fathershaverights.com. Get the #1 guide to drafting a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement. We help you and guide you via insights from our expert attorneys to do it the right way, the correct way, that will save you costly mistakes before you hire your attorney. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.